In a quiet corner of ancient China, nestled between silent hills and misty trees, stood a great monastery, home to 500 monks. Each of them was on a solitary quest for self-realization, guided by the wisdom of an old Zen master whose presence was both gentle and profound. They came from different places, with different pasts, but all shared the same silent hunger, to know themselves, to find the truth. One morning, a young man, eyes burning with curiosity, arrived at the gates of the monastery. He bowed deeply before the master and spoke with unwavering conviction. "Master, I want to know the truth. I want to know who I really am." The old master studied him, not with his eyes, but with something deeper. And after a long pause, he finally said, "If it's the truth you seek, know this: it might cost you your entire life. You may walk this path for decades and still not find it. There are no promises. Are you still ready?" Without a flicker of hesitation, the young man replied, "I've come to walk this path. I won't turn back." The master nodded slightly. "Then here is what you must do. There are 500 monks in this monastery. From this moment on, your only task is to pound rice for them, morning till night, that is all. When tired, sleep. When you wake, return to pounding. Do not speak with anyone. Do not come to me. If and when the time is right, I will come to you." And so the young man began. At dawn, he'd rise and start pounding rice, the rhythmic thud of the pestle against stone becoming the heartbeat of his day. He labored quietly while the rest meditated, debated, read scriptures, or sought the master's attention. No one spoke to him, no one paid him any mind. He was just the rice pounder. At first his thoughts screamed within him, wild and unruly. Memories, desires, doubts, they all clamored for attention. But without new distractions, they slowly lost their power. Like leaves falling in still water, they sank, one by one, into silence. As the years rolled on, his sense of self began to dissolve. He no longer cared for names, titles, or even his own reflection. He just pounded rice day after day, month after month, year after year. He never sought recognition. He never asked for teachings. Yet something profound was happening inside him, something the others couldn't see. The monks, with their scriptures and silent debates, considered him simple, maybe even foolish. Some pitied him, others ignored him entirely. He was just the man in the corner, pounding rice like a machine. But the master watched quietly. Then, one day, 12 years after the rice pounder arrived, the master stood before his disciples with a solemn face. "My time has come," he said. "Soon I will leave this body. One among you must carry forward the light. Anyone who believes they have seen their true nature, who has awakened, must come tonight and write a few lines outside my door. Let your words reveal your understanding." That night, many disciples were restless. One of the senior monks, well versed in every sacred text, took up a brush and inscribed words on the wall. They were polished, poetic, filled with references to scriptures and philosophies. They spoke of the mind as a mirror, meditation as the cleansing cloth, and liberation as the moment when the dust is wiped clean. Everyone nodded in admiration. Surely this would be the master's chosen one. But when morning came and the master saw the lines, his face turned grim. "Who wrote this nonsense?" he barked. "This is not realization. This is borrowed thought." No one dared to claim the lines. The senior monk stayed silent, his confidence shattered. Word of the master's anger spread like wildfire. That evening, 2 monks discussing the incident walked past the rice pounder, still sitting in his usual place. They spoke of the rejected lines, the embarrassment, the confusion. The rice pounder, hearing this, chuckled softly. The monks were stunned. They stared at him. This man who never spoke, who never studied, now laughing at such a serious matter. One of them asked, "Why did you laugh?" The rice pounder looked at them with gentle eyes and said, "Because what was written truly was nonsense. It spoke of dust and mirrors, but there is no mirror, and there is no dust." The monks were even more surprised. "Can you write better lines?" they asked. "I cannot write," he said calmly. "I never learned. But if you're willing, I will speak, and you can write them down." They agreed. Together they walked to the master's chamber. The rice pounder stood before the blank wall and said softly, "There is no mind. There is no mirror. Where there is no mind, how can dust ever settle? He who sees this sees the truth." The monks wrote his words and signed his name below. Then they waited for the master's wrath. But something different happened. That very night, the master woke in silence, read the lines, and smiled. He walked to the rice room and gently shook the sleeping disciple. "It is time," he whispered. "Take my staff and my robe. From this moment, you are the successor. But you must leave now. The others will not accept this. They'll despise that someone they overlooked, someone they thought foolish, has attained what they could not. Go far from here. But know this, wherever you go, people will find you. Because when a flower blooms, its fragrance travels." And the rice pounder, now awakened, bowed deeply, touched the master's feet, and walked away into the night. Music softens. Many people think meditation is something that must be done sitting still, eyes closed, in a quiet room. But the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. Meditation is not about posture, it's about presence. It's not about technique, it's about total immersion. Just like that rice pounder who lost himself so completely in a simple task, that even his sense of self vanished. He didn't chant mantras, he didn't read scriptures, he didn't seek anything, he just did what was given to him, without resistance, without ego, without distraction, and in that pure presence he found everything. This is Zen, to be where you are, fully, to let go of thought and just be. Because the mind, in the end, is nothing but a collection of thoughts. And when those thoughts are gone, what remains is the real you, silent, aware, and free.